Today, I'm going to be discussing how to decide which tasks you need to delegate as an entrepreneur. If you have a new business, you have so many things you can do, you need to know which tasks you can delegate. And if you think that maybe doing it yourself is going to save you money, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you're wrong. Okay? You need to know when to use the services of an expert. Using some basic math, I'm going to show you why you're not being smart if you're not delegating your tasks. I'll be using a simple example of an 8-hour workday of a small business owner. So meet Greg. Greg is actually my neighbor. No, he's not. But Greg is a small business owner, quite successful actually. Greg is so successful that he cannot fit all his tasks in one day. And today we're going to help him manage his tasks. All right. So Greg has a few tasks he needs to do. The first one, which is the money making activity, the revenue generating activity. And he has 4 of those today, which is going to take 4 hours of his time. For me as an accountant, it could be a tax return, working on the monthly books for a client, or doing a business plan, some tax planning, etc. For a marketer, it could be working on somebody's campaign. For a coach, it could be a call with a client or something like that. All right. So Greg has four revenue generating activities. Okay. At 150. That's how much this cost him, right? That's sorry, not cost him. That's how much revenue this activity generates for him. All right. On top of that, he has other tasks he needs to do. He has his admin tasks, which is going to cost him either $30 or 2 hours of his time. He has social media, which is going to cost him $60 or also 2 hours of his time. He has a lead generation activity, which is going to cost him $75 or 1 hour of his time. And finally, he has his sales call, right? He needs to be bringing in new clients, so he can either choose to pay $100 to pay somebody else to do it, or 2 hours of his time to speak with his potential clients. All right, so this is his list of activities for today. So he has 4 hours of revenue generating activity, 2 hours of admin, 2 hours of social media, 1 hour of lead generation, and 2 hours of sales, which brings him to a total of 11 hours a day. And Greg doesn't want to work 11 hours. He really loves his wife, he loves his family, he wants to spend time with his family. All right, so he came to us, he asked us, what can we do for him? Let's take a look. All right, so he has actually 3 choices. He either does it himself, he delegates it all except from the revenue generating activity, of course, because this is what he does, or he does a partial delegation based on a calculation that we're going to do. All right, so let's figure it out. So if he does it all himself, that means if he tries to does it all himself, either he works 11 hours and leaves his wife and doesn't spend time with his children, or he works his regular 8 hours and try to fit as much as he can, right? So if he does it himself, then he can only do one call at 150 and do his remaining activities, right? So his remaining activities are going to cost him 30 plus 60 plus 75 plus 100. That should be $265. That's his cost for the day. Okay, so Greg, he chooses to save all his costs, so he saves $265 of his cost. But what is his opportunity cost? Is his lost sales, lost revenue of 150 times 3, which is 450. He actually is losing $450. So his bottom line is only $150. Okay, doesn't make sense, right? Let's see if he delegates it fully. If he delegates it fully, he's working only 4 hours and he's making $600, and he's spending $265 here, right? Because he's delegating everything. He doesn't want to do any of this work, right? So then his bottom line is $345. Now, if he does decide to partially delegate it, he needs to decide which tasks of those to delegate of these. what to delegate. So this is costing him $50 per hour. This is costing him 75 per hour. This is costing him 30. This is costing him 50. So if Greg is smart, he's going to do the tasks that cost more money himself and delegate the tasks that cost less money. So he's going to delegate his admin work and his social media work for a cost of $90. Okay, so $600 is his revenue, his cost is $90, then his run is 510. If he chooses to work his full 8 hours a day and not do all his tasks himself but delegate some of his tasks, he ends up making $510 versus only $150 if he was doing it himself. Or if he delegates it fully, it's $345, but if he partially delegates it, it's $510. So what's the difference between 510 and the 345 is the cost of free time. So if Greg was Amit, for example, was me, I would be probably choosing something in between, right? And this is the quantitative aspect of things. If I were to also analyze a qualitative aspect of things, then I'm going to say, you know what? Maybe I just want to work, have an extra hour free, right? But then I'm going to delegate the lead, even though it's more expensive. I'm going to delegate the lead generation to somebody else because I don't want to do it, and I'm delegate it to somebody else, and I just want 1 hour of free time, right? So at that point, then I'm going to be here, right? So I'm going to make less money, but instead of working 8 hours, I'm working only 7 hours. Or what I could do is I could dedicate all the sales call, $100 there, and work only here. I would work only 5 hours per day, right? And I would delegate all those tasks. Okay. So at that point, my, you know, what I would be doing is I would be, instead of making 510, I would be making only 410. If I were to delegate my sales call, I only make $410, but then I'm not working 8 hours. How much am I working? I work only 6 hours per day. All right. Or I could just work 4 hours and make my $345, maybe when I'm on vacation. Right. So that's what we can do for Greg. That's what we can do for you. That's what we can do for everybody who follows our channel or anything like that. So if you have any questions, make sure you send me a message or send me an email. Other than that, this is all I have for today. I hope you found that useful. Remember to like, subscribe, and share for more useful videos. All right, take care.